Most agents I talk to tell me the same thing. I need more leads. But when I look at their business, that is never the real problem. The real problem is what happens in those 48 hours when a lead comes in. That is what actually costing your instruction. Hi, I am Baran and I run an AI automation agency called Clavin, and I specifically work with state agents and agencies in UK, help them convert more of the leads that they are already getting into instruction. Today I'm going to walk you through a system that has 5 parts and does 3 things. Gets you more instructions from the leads that you already have, generate new predictable vendor leads without entirely relying on portals, and helps you sell properties faster when you have won the instruction. I'm going to be specific, real tactics you can implement into your agency, and at the end, if you want help setting any of this up, I will show you how we can work together. But honestly, if you just watch the full video and take notes, you will have enough information to make real changes into your agency. So let's get into it. Okay, so step one, reactivating your existing database. This is a gold mine. So this is where the most agents leave serious money on the table, is your existing database. Think about how many contacts you have accumulated over the years. Past sellers, past buyers, people who have inquired about valuation but did not list, landlords, applicants who registered but never bought. Most agencies have hundreds, sometimes thousands of these contacts sitting in your CRM doing absolutely nothing. Maybe you send them a newsletter at Christmas, maybe you don't even do that. Here's the thing, a percentage of those people are thinking about moving right now. They are not reaching because they forgot about you, or they assume you are too busy, or they are not ready to commit yet. But if you reached out to them proactively, personally, some of them would book a valuation this week. So how do you actually do this? First, you segment your database into meaningful groups. Recent sellers, people who sold with you 3, 5, or even 7 years ago. The average homeowner moves every 7 to 8 years. If someone sold with you in 2018, they might be thinking about moving again now. A simple message you can send them. Hi, it's been a few years since we helped you sell. Just wonder if you are still in the area or if your situations have changed. That's it. Friendly, not pushy. The second thing, old valuation that did not list. This is gold. Most people who were interested enough to book a valuation but did not go ahead. Maybe the timing was not right. Maybe they got cold feet. A lot has changed in the market since then. Reaching out with just checking in message can reopen conversation you thought were dead. And then the registered buyer who never bought. Some of these will have bought elsewhere, but some are still looking, or they bought and now are ready to sell again. Either way, worth the conversation. The key is making this systematic, not a one-off setup, automated sequences, emails, SMS, even WhatsApp if you have got your numbers that go out regularly, not spammy, just consistent. One agency I work with ran reactivation on about 800 old contacts. Took a week to set up, but they have generated 6 booked valuation from people they had not spoken to in over a year. That is free instruction from data they already had. Before you spend another pound on new leads or ads, wake up the ones you have already got. Now step 2, generating predictable vendor leads. Step 2 is simply building a predictable system for generating new vendor leads. Homeowners in your area who are thinking about selling. Now, most agents rely on 3 things for vendor leads: Rightmove, Zoopla, referrals from fast clients, and maybe some leaflet drops or local sponsorships. Here's the problem with portals. They are brilliant for buyer leads, but they don't help you win instructions. They help you sell instruction you have already won, and they are expensive. You are paying thousands a month to compete with every other agent in your area for the same eyeballs. Referrals are great but unpredictable. You can't scale word of mouth. So, what is the alternative? Number one, targeted local campaign, specifically Facebook and Instagram ads and Google search ad. Here is how it works. Facebook lets you target homeowner by postcode, people who own property in your specific area, in the age brackets most likely to be moving. You run an ad with a simple offer. Thinking of selling like in your hometown, for example, thinking of selling in Ringwood, get a free instant valuation. They click, they land on a simple page, not your main website with 47 different things to look at. A dedicated landing page with one job: capture their detail like address, name, email, phone number. They submit, they get an estimate, you get a lead. Now, here is where most agents go wrong. They run the ads, they get the leads, but then those leads sit in a spreadsheet or maybe in the Google or Facebook lead inbox, and nobody calls them for 2 days. By which point they have forgotten they even inquired. The system needs instant follow-up built in. The moment someone submits the form, that should get a confirmation. They should get a confirmation, ideally a text or a WhatsApp message within seconds. Something like this: thanks for your inquiry. One of our team will be in touch shortly to arrange your valuation. Better yet, have that follow-up actually book them in. But we will get to that in step 3. What does this cost? Depending on your area, you are looking at roughly 10 to 20 pounds per valuation request. That is a homeowner who raised their hand and said, I'm thinking about selling. Compare that to what you are paying Rightmove for buyer inquiries that go to 5 other agents simultaneously. And number 2, Google Ads work slightly differently. You are targeting people who are actively searching. For example, a search from state agents near me, sell my house in Ringwood, pre-property valuation. These leads are more expensive, maybe 20 to 30 or even 50 each, but the intent is higher. They are not just curious, they are looking for an agent. The sweet spot is running both: Facebook for volume, filling the top of your funnel with people who might be thinking about moving, and Google for the ready to list crowd who are actively searching right now. And here's the thing: this is not complicated technology, it is not rocket science, but it does require consistency. You can't run ads for 2 weeks, get frustrated, and stop. You need to commit to 90 days minimum, track what is working, and optimize. The agencies winning with this approach treat it like a system, not an experiment. Converting the leads into instructions. Step 3 is where most of the money is made or lost: the conversion. You have got the leads coming in, great, but how many of those actually convert into instructions? Industry average is pretty grim. Most agencies convert maybe 20 to 30% of their valuation appointments into instructions, which means 70 to 80% of the people you visit, you have driven there, spent an hour with them, prepared the appraisal, they choose someone else or don't list at all. Some of that is unavoidable. Not everyone who gets evaluation is serious, but a chunk of those lost instructions come down to one thing: follow-ups. Let me give you a stat that might sting a bit. If you respond to lead within 5 minutes, you are 21 times more likely to qualify that lead than if you wait 1 hour. Not 21% more likely, but 21 times. Most agencies don't respond within 5 minutes. Most agencies respond like within 5 hours, sometimes 24 hours, sometimes depend on the day or the work. And it's not because agents are lazy, It is because you are busy, you are out on viewings, you are on calls with solicitors, you are trying to run a business. The phone rings, you miss it. You mean to call back, and 3 hours later, you have forgotten. The solution is automation at the front end. When a lead comes in, whether that is a website form, a Facebook ad, a phone call, a text, the response needs to be immediate and automatic. This could be as simple as an automated text. For example, thanks for your inquiry. John, I do love to help you with your valuation. What times work for a quick call? And it could be more sophisticated, an AI assistant that actually texts or call the leads as a brief conversation, qualifies them, and books the valuation directly into your calendar. We build these agents, and the difference in booking rates is like night and day. One agent I worked with was converting about 12% of their online leads into booked valuation. I mean, not instructions, just getting people to agree to a home visit. 12% after we set up the instant automated follow-ups, that went to 34%. Same leads, same agent, just faster response. Beyond the initial response, you need a follow-up sequence. Not everyone books on the first contact. Some people are busy, some are still thinking, some just forget to reply. A proper sequence looks something like this. Immediate response when they inquire. If no reply within 2 hours from them, another touch, different message, different angle, maybe offering to send them some local market data. If it's still nothing after 24 hours, a third message, after 3 days, a fourth. You are not pestering them, you are being persistent in a helpful way, and you are doing this automatically so you don't have to remember to follow up. The system does it for you. The agents who are winning are not necessarily better at valuation or closing, they are just better at showing up fast and staying in touch. Step 4, sell properties faster. Step 4 is what happens after you have won the instruction, actually selling the property. Most agents list on Rightmove, Zoopla, maybe on the market, put up a board and wait, and that works eventually. But every week a property sits on the market, the vendor get more anxious, more likely to blame you, or more likely to reduce the price or switch agents. What if you could compress that timeline? Here is what smarter agents are doing. The moment you get a new instruction, before it even hits the portals, you go to your buyer database. Every registered applicant who is looking for that type of property in that area at that price point, they get notified immediately. For example, new instruction alert, 3-bed semi in Ringwood, guide price is 350, coming to market this week. Register your interest now for early viewing access. This simple thing does two things. One, it might generate a sale before the property even goes live on the portals, which looks incredible to the vendor and builds your reputation. Number two, even if it doesn't sell immediately, you have got a list of engaged, interested buyers before day one on Rightmove. And there is a bonus. You can also run a small hyper local campaign for selling this property on Facebook and Instagram, targeted to a tight radius around the property, maybe 1 to 2 miles, and with the copy like just listed a beautiful 3-bed on this street. Know anyone looking to move to the area? This might cost you maybe 20 to 50 for a few days, but it drives local awareness, gets your neighbors talking, and sometimes surface buyers who were not actively looking but see the property and think, actually that is exactly what we want. This will reduce the properties list, reduce their time on market, and increase the vendor satisfaction. The results: shorter time on market, happier vendors, more referrals, and a reputation as an agent who actually sell properties fast. Step 5, and I'm guessing you have done all the 4 steps correctly, then you can utilize this one. Step 5 Step 5 ties it all together, tracking your performance and using it to win more business. Every part of the system generates data: how many leads came in this month, how fast you responded, how many converted to valuation, how many become instruction, how quickly properties sold. These are the number that we are looking for. Response time, conversion rate, days on market, asking price achieved. Most agents don't track this stuff properly. They have a vague sense of how they are doing, but nothing concrete. When you have real numbers, you can do two things. First, you can improve. If you see your conversion rate is 15%, you can test different follow-up sequences and see if it moves. You can identify where leads are dropping off and fix it. Second, you can use it in your marketing. When you are pitching for an instruction, you can say like this: our average response time to new inquiries is under 60 seconds, and our average time on market is 3 weeks below the local average. Here is the data. That's not bragging, that is the proof. And in the market where every agent says we are the best, being the one who can actually show it makes you stand out. So that is the full system. Let me recap quickly. 1. Reactivate your existing database, past sellers, old valuations, and past buyers. There is money sitting there literally right now. 2. Build a predictable lead generation system so you don't have to entirely rely on portals or referrals. 3. Nail your conversions with instant response and systematic follow-ups. Speed really wins in this market. 4. Sell your properties faster by going to your buyer list first and running hyper-local targeted campaigns for selling that property. 5. Use all that metrics and numbers to build authority in your area or in your market. You can build this system yourself. It takes time, it takes consistency, but it is not that complicated. If you rather want or have someone to and build all of this for you, like all the landing pages, automated automations, the AI follow-up system, the lead gen system, that is what we do at Clavin. I will leave a link at the description below, a 30-minute no obligation call. I will promise no pitch, no pressure, and we will walk through your current setup and see if there are gaps and we can fill them. I will honestly tell you whether we can help. And if you like this video and it was useful in any way, subscribe, and I will be uploading more videos especially for state agents in the UK. And if you have got a question, drop a comment. I'll read all of them, and I will see you in the next one.